Oh, Lord, y'all. Once again, they're doing stuff in the middle of the night. I saw Chuck Schumer's face, and that freaked me out. Because I was like, oh, crap. That means we're in trouble. There he is right there, the devil. That man, wherever he is, there's problems. And he's got a big grin on his face. And right now, my time, it's about 1:30, 1:35 or so. And here, let me see the exact time. 1:41. And so that means it's about 4:41 there. And so it's not even 5 o'clock in the morning, and they're all there. Okay, you guys got to understand. Remember, they were reading the big, beautiful bill into the record. Now, this claims to be a live feed of it, okay? Watch live. Senate vote-a-rama on Trump's big, beautiful bill started 18 hours ago, and then it's live. These people, you do not understand. I have watched them many times, usually because of pregnancy, where in the middle of the night I was up, and it actually turned me nocturnal, being a mom, a new mom. And that's, man, it's a big, long story. Long story short, let me tell you, I've seen them do some nasty, sneaky, communist, subversive stuff right in the middle of the night. That's when they choose to do all their stuff. Now, I did see that they said Klobuchar was there. I thought she was going to vote with us, so maybe not. But all I know is I'm saying this idiot's got a blanket with her. They know it's the middle of the damn night. You know what I mean? It's like, literally, this is what Congress looks like. If you guys did not know this, we are dealing with sleazy people, okay? And it almost looked like he wanted to cover up her blanket, like knowing people would see that. Because they are literally, they've been here in the middle of the night. Now, let me ask you something. Why is it that the most heinous shit they've ever done to our country is always in the middle of the night? Why is it always when nobody's likely to be watching? I think that's very strange. And look who we have right in front. Who's
No.
Sha. Man, see, God knows when to put me where. That was nuts. What are these sneaky so-and-sos up to? I don't even know what they're voting on. Normally, they put what they're voting on so you can read it and know what's happening. But in the name of full disclosure, they have it up, but we have no idea. For all we know, they're voting to suspend the vote.
Mr. Wicker, no.
And they're going very slow. Very slow. It has been quite the night. And the way that they're doing it, it's almost like a satanic ritual. In that they literally appear to be assessing who's going to make it and who's not. Remember, these people are killing each other. They're actually doing hit lists on each other. They have a lot of satanic pacts. And these people don't know that you can't sell your soul to the devil. They don't accept Jesus Christ. So we're dealing with people, witches, warlocks, sorcerers. They're pretty used to being up at night, to be honest with you. They're not the early to bed, early to rise type. These are more the get drunk, get high, and harvest energy from others type.
Mr. Lee.
Lee, interesting.
No.
So I'm imagining that's Mike Lee. I'm hoping. Middle of the night, leave it to Mike Lee if that was him. His dad was freaking amazing. He's one of the best gospel teachers of all time. Wow. Yeah, these guys. See, when you belong to the true church of Jesus Christ, God like alerts you to things. I want you guys to see the faces. That was my bird. Confirmation. Yep. But that's the thing. See, because of all of the adversity that the church went through, we know that there's supernatural opposition to the mission of man's salvation and man's joy on earth. Yeah, people are being tortured and we know it. So the good news is that we're on it. But these guys are very sneaky. I wanted to make sure that I got some of this just so that the American people in general, now I get it. Black people have mostly walked away. Hispanics are starting to get the idea. In fact, every legal immigrant should know that, wow, you know what I mean? If they'd been doing this all along, we might not have even made it here. There's a difference between invading and, frankly, I think you should stay in your country and develop it. But if you're going to be a weak weasel, the people who are supposed to come here are actually people who think that they can add to the freedom mission, okay? It was supposed to be for scientists, educators, people who brought a very special talent to America to add to America. All of that send me, you're poor, you're weak, that's not American. That was from France. And we all know France actually had to, cut the heads off of their terrible people. And did you ever think that for some reason they gave up? The wicked don't give up. They're just not very bright. They don't learn. They keep trying the same old stuff over and over and over again. These are people who just cannot learn. There he goes, the depraved one. There's never been a more sinister person. I've watched this man in more corrupt hearings where he blatantly and openly made a fool of the American people. I just literally watched him prey upon our people. This guy absolutely has... Oh, and then her. She's worse. That's Pocahontas. She faked being a Native American to get her education, her career, everything going. And then never once that I heard of did she apologize. And she just said, well, that doesn't matter. What matters is my principles. Well, yeah, your principles too. You support child sacrifice and all kinds of other witchery. You support many, many, many bad things. And I've caught you in many, many, many lies. I've documented those lies. I've filmed those lies. Because that's a liar. And guys, lying, gossip, slander, all of that is black magic. Just because you don't know you're a witch doesn't mean that you're not being one. It kind of tickles me how people are like, wow, I didn't know that's jujitsu. It's like, yeah, but it is a jujitsu move. And there he is, limping along. Did they beat his ass, I wonder? Or is it because it's so late? Because I do believe that's Mitch McConnell. And they will make you take a walk of shame. Just so you know, after they beat your ass, they'll make you walk in public somewhere like everything was okay. And then later, people will say, well, we saw you. And they won't even remember that you were all stiff walking because people just don't give much of a care. And even if they do see you stiff walking, they'll be like, well, why didn't you say anything then? Come on, you're just making it up. It's how this powers of darkness work. They're pretty rotten. Yeah, whoever that was hobbling through there certainly looks either very worked over or like they just got up. Either way, it doesn't bode well for freedom. It's not okay that they're doing this stuff in the middle of the night. It's not okay that they curtail things in the way that they do. It's not okay that we are suffering the amount of corruption that we are. These guys all have their hands in the pockets. That's Klobuchar right there. And that right there, we just love him. Oh my gosh. Our Kennedy, yeah, he's the best. When he goes in, so he's tired as all get out too. See, we got some really good people here. They're there to see what happened, because you guys don't understand. In the past, the Democrats all by themselves would hole up and do these votes and stuff and say, oh, they didn't come. And a lot of times they weren't notified. And then they would say later, yeah, we did. They go, no, you didn't. And they'd say, prove it. These are slimy people. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, the workings of government are supposed to be absolutely transparent. And except for national security, there shouldn't be anything classified. But because of the way we've been infiltrated by the communists, and Democrats are all communists, they know it now. That's the thing, is they know it. That's why people are walking away from the Democrat Party. Many of them are saying, like my dad did. In the 80s, my dad said, I didn't walk away from the Democrat Party. They walked away from me. Because my dad had no room for Reagan. When Reagan got shot is when I think Dad woke up. Because my dad said, they're starting to treat him like a black man. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, come to think of it, whenever they have... Because my dad knew Malcolm X. And so it's a trip. And he knew Donald Trump. God loves you, and so do I.